Maybe you need to go back some because we can hardly. What's up with it, everybody? Y'all should already know what it is. This the podcast. This is podcast on Mondays. This is unapologetically spoken because there's nothing to apologize about. Look, I'm telling you, the topic on today, we finna go hard. And I really want people to tap in because we're gonna be taking people and allowing people to come up to speak. Now, be mindful that there may be others too as well. So, be mindful about what you want to come up and what you want to say. But this is Monday, baby, where the podcast go down and it go down live. Y'all gotta excuse me because I'm trying I'm trying to put oil on my list. Well, I'm gonna get this together though real quick. But look, today's topic though is a relationship is a business. Or we could say it as is a relationship a business? Would y'all say that a relationship is a business? So look, my name is Miss Stem, and then we also have two on the ones and twos. What's your name? What's your name?
Mylisha. Oh well, Mylisha Dynasty, but my name is Mylisha.
And where can you be found?
Mylisha Dynasty.
All platforms, Mylisha Dynasty. And look, I am Miss STEM. And guess what? I can be found on all platforms as Miss STEM or Serving to the Inspired Motivated because that's what STEM stand for. You see it behind there? That's STEM, STIM. So look, we finna get into it. I was excited to come do this topic too as well. And look, after the live too, I tell people you can find all lives on the YouTube period, and you can go back and watch them too as well. So look, we finna dive into this about this relationship and how people really don't treat relationships like a business. I don't know, I feel like people treat relationships like a playtime. Like this is something we're just playing and we're doing. And I believe that's why the success rate is so low when it comes to relationships because people are not treating them like a business. Instead, they're treating them like a fun time. You know, and I look at it like this: everything you do in life before we really get into this goodness, this yum. Why is it that everything else in life we treat like a business, right? We be like, man, I gotta go handle my business because we know if we don't handle our business, what happens? If you don't handle your business, then your business gonna handle you. Matter of fact, you're gonna suffer. That's what's really gonna happen. So if you don't handle that core no business, then guess what? You ain't gonna have no core in just a little while. If you don't go handle what you gonna say? If you don't go handle that electric bill, then guess what? You ain't gonna have no electric in a minute. So when it comes to relationships, why is it that we treat relationships like playtime instead of addressing them like a business? And that's what I want to talk about on today. That's what we will be talking about on today. That when it really comes to a relationship, and then a lot of people might really get mad at this, but this is real talk though. Some may say that, well, what about love? Love is very important. Yes, it is very important, but we're gonna be real. Love can only take things so far. Okay? Because you can't love your way out of the poorhouse, can you? So love is important, but love is only a certain percentage of a relationship. And the thing about it is that if you don't address the relationship like a business, it ain't gonna be no love. What you say? What you think? Come on, jump in here, tap in here, get in here.
I don't know.
What?
I don't agree to, like, if you don't treat it as a business, it's not love. Because some people just don't know how to truly the structure of the
No, I
foundation
didn't
of a
say that
business.
if you don't treat it like a business, it's not love. I said if you don't treat it like a business, ain't gonna be no love in the wild. Because guess what? Why is it that you can? And what I'm saying, so that you may get what I'm saying, right? Why is it that people can be in love but they fall out of love? And now, in love and I love you or having love is two different things. But I'm talking about being in love with someone. You could be in love with someone and fall out of love with someone. So what happened in between that time? What changed the dynamic?
The people.
But what about it though? It's the same people that was in the relationship.
Probably
That was in love.
Probably their actions. Probably not consistent. I don't know. I ain't never been in love. So I don't know.
I didn't say she ain't never been in love.
It's probably say the consistency or whatever you once did to get that, it ain't there no more. Something had probably changed or altered.
So that means that at one point they were handling their business. They were showing up. They were working and all of that. But some transpired to where now they're calling off. They're not showing up for work. And guess what? The interest get lost. And now the in love you used to have is not there. So that's why I say it's really a business. But we're going to get into it because I'm finna bring up the points of what a business is. I'm just laying the foundation that is why love can only take a relationship so far. Love do not pay the bills. Love does not um decide how you gonna raise these children. Love does not decide. Love is just the emotional part of what you feel of being with that person, but how you shall conduct the relationship, that is where you get into the business part of it, the business aspect of it. And guess what? Just in real reality, when it comes to business, people have successful businesses and people have businesses that flop. So the thing is, what is the difference? The difference is all in the way they conduct it and handle business. You have people that have businesses and they don't even show up for the business. So it's only a matter of time before you're going out of business. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like that with a relationship. People have relationships that you don't show up and handle business. So it's only a matter of time where you finna start getting on their nerves. They're gonna lose interest. They don't want to work with you anymore. Matter of fact, they're ready to fire you. And they want to hire a new employee.
What she say? I get the metaphor.
Hey, so when it comes to a relationship, we better start addressing it as a business because that is exactly what it is. If you think that love is going to sustain your relationship and you don't handle business, I'm sorry, you're sadly wrong. And a lot of people, because they ride off of their feelings and their emotions, they'll get mad about this. But this is not a lie. This is not a lie. Because that same person that love you, if y'all are not building a successful business, then guess what? They will be ready to drop you and put you on the fire and the no call list. Yeah. So we're gonna dive into it. I'm gonna start bringing points because and you know what, if many people addressed relationships as businesses, a lot of people would not be hurt, messed up, misabused, lost profit, because all of these things happen when you are in relationships. If you are in relationships, either there is a profit or that you're gonna have a loss, because you have two people that are building. But we're going to get into it though. So if most people, if all, not even most, if all, because I tell people, and people have gotten upset when you approach a man or a man approach you, or when a woman approach, however that you do it, what happened now is that you have two businesses standing there, because these businesses stand for something. They're looking for something. They they want to hire a particular type of person. Matter of fact, you went for dating is interview stage.
Mm-hmm.
Real talk. What is the point of you talking to someone and you're not interviewing them? Can you be in love with more than one person? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. This is what somebody said over here on the live. They say, "Can you be in love with more than one person?" Yes, you can. Mm-hmm. If you position yourself in that position, yes, you surely can be in love with more than one person. Yes, you can. You know. But the thing is that if you ain't handling business, that's a dangerous setup, and that's a business that's bound to flop. Because even with that, if you in love with more than one person, all y'all better be on the same wavelength. Or guess what? Y'all business is finna flop. That is true. Because
somebody business gonna fly.
and I don't want to get to because I'm finna get a facts about this. I'm finna get a facts. This ain't no opinion. This is straight facts when it comes to the facts. And guess what? If you really listen up and take heed and take notes, it will change your perspective of really what you look at a relationship as, instead of just looking at it with lustful eyes and looking at relationships with your body parts.
Cause that's really only 9%. That's probably 0.1% if you ask me. Cause that's not gonna keep you. That's not gonna keep you satisfied,
Right?
or fulfilled. They're just a little piece of a little part. Cause I was just thinking that the other day. I'm like, yeah, people may be cute and all, but after that, scratch that.
What's up? What you bringing to the table?
Yes, okay. We got past that. I think you cute. I think I find you attractive, but what's after this? Because only the looks can take me so far. Because once you start tripping, the personality start outdoing the look.
You're right. You're not the fit for this job. That's when these kind of words start happening. So, and I like that she said that, but we finna get into it. So I want people to come up and I want to hear what you have to say, because it is true that if you continue to get in relationships off of just what they look like, how cute they is, how they make you feel, and you're not looking at this from a business aspect, you will fail, and you will continue to have failed relationships, because guess what? A relationship is bigger than just how cute they are.
Yeah. And it also goes more into, because I want the people to get when you say business, because I'm sitting here thinking, I'm like, listen, what you're saying. Business is like something you take serious. Like when I go to a job interview, it's like, okay, I know I'm finna go there and do business. I'm finna present myself. I'm finna take this job seriously. I'm finna take what I'm doing in this position seriously. So it's like, I was just breaking down like that. A business and a relationship is like how you handle, how y'all take care of each other, how do y'all really handle business.
How do you build?
Yeah, it's really, because I don't know what.
So let's get into it. So what is a business? Let's talk about what is a business. A business is the practice of making a living or generating profit. What they do up, Nunu? Or generating profit by producing or trading goods and services. So let me ask you, when you get into a relationship with someone, are you looking for goods, services, and trading something with them? I want to know, is that what you're looking for? You're looking for that. You know, so when it comes to just, if we can say that what a business stands for, I will agree. If we look at the definition of a business, that when it comes to a relationship is a business. Because you are in the place of making a living. Because when you get with a person, ain't that what you looking to do? Now, people who are looking to just one-nighters and all this other stuff, this conversation ain't for you, okay? But if you're looking to have a spouse and build a life with, you're looking to make a living with a person. And this is what a business is about. It is about making a living, and listen to this, and generating profit. People leave people because all they are facing with that person is a loss. Everything they look at, they're like, man, this person costing me this. Every time I turn around, it's an issue. They got this going on, and it's making me lose in this one. So, guess what? Guess why is it that if you're dealing with a person and all they are causing you is loss, why is it they become undesirable? Because you don't like the way they're doing business. They are not generating profit because guess what? If you with somebody who is bringing in buttloads of profit, that's more enticing to you. That makes you, oh, this is my baby right here. That make you want to go hard for the home team. So we can't honestly say that in a relationship you are looking to make a living and generate profit by doing what? Producing. If you in a relationship that does nothing but consumption, you will come to poverty and poorness. Because ain't that what happened to a business? If that business do not produce profit and bring forth profit, then guess what? It's at a total loss. And how long should that business stand before you see the sign on there that say doors, business is closing? Ain't that what happened with a relationship? After so many losses and you figure out that there is no profit here, you start putting that sign up. You start telling, I can't do this. Nah, I'm sorry. I can't do this. This is draining me. I'm depressed. I'm sad. I'm all of this. Guess what? All that is about loss. So now on that window, you are putting up in that business that this business is about to shut down. And that's where it gets to the point of you and that person separating. Okay? So when it comes to a business, I can say that it is about a living, it's about generating profit, it's about producing, and it's about trading goods. That means that we got to be both bringing something to the table that makes this a whole. You know what I'm saying? That man may be good at doing this. And he like, well, I could bring this to the table. That woman may be good at doing this. And it's like, okay, I could bring that to the table. So now we're trading goods for a bigger picture of producing, generating profit, and building. Because that's what a business is. It is about building. Okay? So when it comes to a business, we can securely say that when it comes to a relationship, we can securely say that a relationship is a business. And I'm telling you with all love and kindness in my heart, from this point forward, you need to address it as such. Stop getting into relationships just looking at it like they cute. All they do is fit your physical sensuals, but they can't do nothing for your inner man. They can't help with building the dream. Matter of fact, every time you turn around, they costing you. So when you get into a relationship from this point forward, or if you were in a relationship and you don't have the mindset of we're building a bit, do you know how many people out here are in relationships? And I was thinking about this while putting this together, and they just in it. They just in it. That's it. This my boyfriend, this my girlfriend. So ain't no business going on. And the only business that's going on is that little minute business that people put too much attention on, which is that thing in them sheets. But what happened when you get up out the sheet? Where your business at now? Huh? You got some food on your table? Because y'all got to be producing and being productive in order to put food on the table. What's your plan for a year from now? What y'all plan on doing? Do you know about the house you want to get? But I don't want to get too far. I just want to make the point thus so far that when it comes to a relationship, It is a business and conducted as so. If you hang on to love, guess what? That's going to even run out too. Because love start getting frustrated when the bills can't get paid. Because y'all not doing the proper business. Y'all are not looking at it as a business. Y'all are just looking at it as we're together and then we're struggling. On top of that, we're having kids. And look, let me tell you something. I know what I'm talking about because I've been there, I've done that. I'm telling you, no. Two people who are coming together should have. Wait a minute. First of all, I ain't gonna even get ahead. I ain't gonna even get ahead because this is just so good. Because I want to change the perspective of how people are looking at relationships. Okay? So when you get into a business, so that means when you meet a person, your business, you have goods, you have services, you have profit. You should, you should, you should. So guess what? When it comes to a business, now you are cut in the field of finding this mate. Guess what you are doing? You're doing market research. And this go with a business. Because anytime you open up a business, you need to be doing market research, okay? Stop opening businesses in relationships with people and you ain't did no market research on the person that you're planning on building this life with. You know, ain't that what people say? This is my lifelong partner. Me and my partner are building a life for one another. Right? Because when it comes to building, that's a business. But most people don't do the market research. And market research is very important because market research is a process, very important, that gathers and analyzes data from a company. Now, remember, you and that entity, that other person, are two separate businesses. So when you are getting in a relationship with another person, you supposed to be doing market research. Okay? That's what you are supposed to be doing. You are now with this partner and you're supposed to be in the process of gathering and analyzing data for a company. You are the company. You're gathering information and analyzing data for your company to see if this other business is a fitting for your company. Every business don't do business with everybody. And you have let me tell you something. And every business that approach you don't mean you need to do business with them. You have businesses that will turn down other businesses because they don't see the fit. They don't see how this will work. They don't see the profit on both halves. It may be a profit on one half, but the other half cannot profit off of it. So they'll say, no, we don't think this is a good fit. I'm laughing because I'm telling you, change your perspective. Most people skip the market research. They ain't did no research on who you messing with, this other business. You ain't got no data analysis. People be talking about they finna move in with somebody and they don't even know their middle name. Huh? You don't even know what kind of food they like because that's how fast people are moving in today's time. Because because this is the thing, whether you are addressing it as a business or not, you're still doing business. And most people only connect with other business from the outside aesthetics, meaning you on the outside of the building and you just like the aesthetics of the building and you like how it looks and the sound of the name of the company. It has a ring to it, but you ain't went inside that business and really found out who them people is, what they do, what they offer, and what they stand for. That's when the data analysis come in. That is when you are in the place of products and strategies, okay? because this was is what market research is all about. And listen, it may involve the use of surveys. I think my partner, please leave it. It may involve the use of surveys because you got companies that do surveys. Because guess what? They're trying to find out something about the product. Why have you accepted this product and you standing by this product, you pushing this product, and you ain't even did a survey on the product? So that is foolish because now when people get to asking you, oh, well, what is this and what, and how this go and what's going on, you sitting there and you really don't even know. So that means when you bring that other business to your family, because I'm gonna put it in a layman's term, and you bring that other business to your family, and they're like, "Oh, well, where did you meet them from? Or your mother or father, or that person in your life that means something?" And they're like, "Oh, where you meet them from? Oh, well, where they come from?" Right? He said in law school it was called a IRAC uses in the analysis of case briefing, issues, rules, and analysis. Right there, you go. And conclusion, right? Right. Because you got to come to a conclusion, but you got to be doing the work to make sure that you're making the proper assessments. And most people don't because they don't even look at the business. They don't even look at a relationship as such. People just looking at it like, oh, this is a person I'm with. I don't play. I'm looking at it like, who is this business? This is exactly how I'm addressing. What do they stand for? What products are they selling? What are their core morals, values, and beliefs? Because every company has them. I'm looking at all of that. I don't care just about your outside aesthetics. I mean, curb appeal is always nice. It is nice. You want the business to have a nice curb appeal. But guess what? No, we got to get inside this business and we got to find out how this business is operating. Because every person operates a certain way. And that way that they operate is the way they're conducting business. And when it comes to relationships, we got to start taking our lives more serious and stop just getting in cahoots with other businesses that you know nothing about. That's not wise. You are being destructive with your own life. So you got to make sure you're doing the proper market research. And it may involve the use of surveys, products test, and focus groups. I like that. Because a focus group mean these are people that is paying attention to a particular thing. That is what you're supposed to be doing when you calling yourself getting in a relationship with somebody. But this whole market research part is people skip it. Forget the focus group because they too caught up on the curb appeal. The curb appeal took them. So by the time they get inside the business, they blinded. They don't have a clue of what's going on because all they got in their mind is the curb appeal. But let me tell you something about that curb appeal. Hey, this real talk. Do you know how many businesses have nice curb appeal, but the inside of it is trashy? The way they conduct business on the inside is faulty. They crooks and criminals. Hey, I'm just saying, real talk. So you all better get beyond the curb appeal. And let's get into doing business because this is what will determine the outcome of your relationship with a mate. If you don't know how to do business, then guess what? You're already in loss. You can't even step into the relationship trying to get profit because you don't even understand what is supposed to be going on here. Oh, do you know there's a lot of people that got money, but they don't know how to run a business? So even people that get caught up with people, oh, they got money, they got this and that, but they still don't know how to conduct a successful business and to do it with another party and entity. Okay? So I'm just saying, y'all can stop me at any point if I am making, if this is not adding up, because relationships are businesses. Treat them as such. Okay? So after you do your market search, guess what? Every business should have a business plan. Okay? You can't just get in business just doing business. And see, this is what, so after you done your market research and you found out, okay, I would like to collab with this company and go a little further. I'm liking what I'm seeing according to the data that I'm gathering, according to the focus group, the product testing, and all of this that I have done. Okay, I want to go a step further and I want to do more business with this person, because that's what you're doing. The whole step, every step of a relationship is all about business. So now you should be figuring out what's the business plan, because you're already in cahoots with the business. You're saying, I like your product. I like what you got going on here. I like what you stand for, your morals, your values, according to your company. Okay, now that we have gotten to this conclusion that I would like to work with you more, because that's all that means. It does not mean that we have made a contract. That does not mean that any money and all of this is coming forth. It could just simply mean, okay, we're dating. I'm going to make this in layman's terms. But while we're dating, there should be some business plans going on here. And a business plan serves, look at what a business plan serves as. A business plan serves as a strategic road map detailing a company's goals and the methods to achieve them. Now tell me that a relationship ain't a business. I'm waiting. Tell me that it ain't, because it is. It's very much is. So that means after you've did your data analysis and you've done all of these things, then guess what? You and this company, this other entity, should be coming up with a business plan. See, forget. It's cool that we gonna be going on dates to have fun. That's only one part of the business, okay? Most people skip. Let's talk about this strategic roadmap, because a roadmap, and we should all know what a roadmap is, that is the directions and the details to tell you exactly how you're going to get to a destination. So with a business, they have a destination. The destination is we want profit. Now, we can get into the details of what we're looking for profit from according to the products that we possess, but every business get in business for profit. Because if the business is causing you loss, you rather shut it down than the agony of steady flushing your money down a toilet. Now, you can stop me when I'm wrong. But every business is looking for profit. So every business should be in the place of having a business plan. That means that you and your partner have come together as you are dating. This is why I be telling people. I had a conversation with a young man that totally, which I know he misunderstood what I was saying, but he totally missed the point of what I was saying, because I told him, when I go dating, I don't have all these googly moogly questions to be asking. No, I want to get to talking about where you see yourself in 5 years. Well, how do you feel about this or that or whatever? Because these are important. I understand what you like to eat. I understand, but listen, if we at the point where we're dating, no, because now we is on each other time, and we know in the business time is money, it's valuable. You don't have time to be wasting. I call people that's on my time and wasting it, I call them time wasters. And they got to get up off of it because there's no profit here. I don't want to be sitting up dating someone and it's just a whole lot of small talk. No, we're building here. The small talk is okay too, but I want to get to some serious conversations. I want to know who you are. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? How do you feel about children? Oh, no, we need to talk about all this because guess what? Businesses talk about the same thing. It's just on different topics. They want to know what is their profit, how much do you want. They don't get up there at that table and start all that small talking. They don't do that. They could have kept that at home. This is business time. They get up to that table and they let's talk business. They got their questions, they got their layout, each individual business. That's why I tell people, if you don't even know what your business stands for and what's the morals and all of this of your business, you shouldn't even be in trying to conduct business with any other business. You shouldn't even be doing it. Because guess what? You're going to have other businesses that's going to take advantage of you because you don't even have a clarity understanding of what you're doing here. I mean, this is real. And this happened in relationships. You have people that are wrong, like they're wrong. They know that they want to get over. They know they're looking for somebody that'll do. But guess what? As that business, they know what kind of business they want to conduct. And because people be stepping up to the plate and you ain't even figured out your business, you don't even know what your business stands for. You don't even know what your business is about. You don't even know what your business is doing. You don't know any of that. Guess what? They connect with you. And because you don't understand the paperwork, oh, they finna run one on you. And this is why many people are in situations where you're being broken, hurted, trampled, walked over because you ain't conducting business right. You don't even understand your business. I had to get to the place of where I had to say, forget a relationship. Hold up. Wait, I need to find out about me. And when I sat back and understood my business, what I stand for, my morals, my products, my goals, my strategies, when I understand my compromising in my business and my non-compromising places in my business, oh, baby, I don't play that. And guess what? It don't take me long to know when I don't like what another business is talking about. It don't take me long. I tell people, if you first sit down and understand you and your business and what you stand for, instead of out here willy-nilly, then guess what? When you conduct yourself with another business, it ain't going to take you long to know, nah, because you understand your compromising areas. You understand your non-compromising areas. You understand the type of woman that you would like to be interacting with or to carry as your mate. You understand what kind of man you like to interact with and carry as your mate, so it don't take long. I don't want no arrogant man. So guess what? When I see another business, and this, because businesses can be arrogant. Yes, the people that hold businesses can be arrogant. So I already know if I see any signs of arrogancy, guess what? Let me remove myself. My business would not like to conduct business with your business. And I'm okay with that. So if you don't have a business plan, then guess what? This relationship is in a dangerous place already. Y'all are just faking it till you make it, and you making it up every day as you go, and then you wonder why you have all the troubles, the issues, and the problems. Because y'all don't even know what you need as a separate business alone. So how is you going to come together and try to build a business plan? It's not going to work. Because you don't even have your own business plan. And the thing about it is every business should have their own business plan. So when you step to another business plan, you could put them and say, okay, you kind of line up, you kind of lined up with my morals and my values. You know, I could see you in cahoots with my products and what it is that I'm over here selling and doing. Okay? So if you ain't got no business plan, it's all bad. So I'm gonna keep it moving because, like I said, at any moment, you can stop me. But a relationship is a business. Keep this in mind. Conduct your relationship from this point forward. If you're in one, you need to change the trajectory and be. Because I'm telling you, love gonna wear out. And guess what? Even if you in it for the beauty, beauty is fleeting. Beauty don't last always. Okay? So you better have something else solid to stand on when it come to that business. You better not be in business with nobody just because they cute. But, okay, look. Oh, thank you. That's a good one. So what if the business is cute on the outside and then you go on the inside of it and it's an empty building? That means there's nothing there. And a lot of people get fooled like that. Because you so worried about how they look, you ain't even you just like, look, I'm coming back and spending all my money with this company. You never even opened their doors. You never even went inside the building to see what was going on. And only to get back and find out and go get all your money and dump your funds into this company only to find out that the building is empty on the inside. So I'm telling you, if you get in a relationship for just the curb appeal, you're doing bad business. So guess what? We finna keep it moving. So as a relationship, you should have a business plan. You and your partner should not be faking it to make it. You and your partner should have strategies. Y'all should have a roadmap, details, and methods to achieve a successful empire. Because every relationship is an empire. You're building a dynasty. You're building a kingdom. Okay? Treat it as such and watch how more successful you be with a relationship. And it will keep you from wasting a lot of time. Okay? So, and then something else too is a business can also have that goes with a business plan is like a startup. It attracts lenders. You're gonna need investors for it. You're gonna need investors for established business. It aligns growth objective. So guess what? When you are getting in a business with a person, you are in the stage of lenders, you're in the stage of investors. Because guess what? The person you get in a relationship with should be an investor to your life. Okay? They should be a lender in your life. Because a relationship is about give and take. If you get in a relationship with somebody that's not an investor, then what are they? They're a liability and they take from your business and you will never get nothing back in return. That if you get with somebody who's not an investor, they can neither be a lender to your business either. Because this is what's supposed to happen back and forth in relationships. I'm a lender, you're a lender. I'm an investor, you're an investor. Come on, this is what is supposed to be happening, especially when you're in the place of a startup business. Because when you get in that relationship and y'all are dating, this is a startup of a business. Now, your business, alone as you, your own individual, your business already been established. But now you are building business with someone else. This is a startup business. So in this startup business, you all are lenders and investors to each other. It should be. It should be. Because this business is going to need it to align the growth objective. A relationship is about growth. It's about growth. So let's keep it moving. So guess what? Why another reason I say a relationship is a business, because guess what? In a business, you also need capital. You need capital. Now, capital refers to financial resources such as funds or assets that businesses utilize to enhance their operational capabilities and achieve growth objective. That is the point of capital. So why are you getting in business with another business that does not have any capital? Hmm? Hmm? Just know that if you get in business with another business that does not have any capital, woe be unto your business. It's only a matter of time before you're going to be waving the white flag saying you're bankrupt. It got to be capital in a relationship. It should be funds. Now, understand these things as I'm saying, they're symbolic, but it goes for a relationship. The business that you are getting in business with should have some funds, okay? Because how are we finna do this business that we're talking about? If there's no capital there, then what are you doing? Hmm? How shall this business utilize anything to enhance if ain't no capital in the business? Every business should connect with a business that has capital. And let me tell you something. If you meet, it is times, listen to me. I have straight told men, you don't need to be trying to chase nobody. Right now, you basically need to be focusing on your business. Hmm? How is you finna try to connect with another business and you ain't even fully established your own business? See, I tell people before you get in relationships, you should already been and did the work on your own business, because guess what? Real good sound businesses, when you step to them, they looking for certain criteria. I want to be in cahoots with them. That's why I had to get out the race, sit back, because my business was raggedy, okay? Let me tell you, I don't mind saying it. My business was real raggedy. So guess what? I had came to the realization you shouldn't even be out here trying to do business with anybody. Because there is a time that when you are in the place of building a business, that means you in the back scene. You doing your market research. See, when you're doing your analysis and all of those, your data research, that's that quiet season where you just sitting back, gathering all you need to gather before you step out to say that you even ready for business. So I had to do that. I had to get out the game and sit back because my business was leaning to the side. hey, Hey, period. And somebody said with some businesses, there is a time to get out or sell even when things are profitable. That is true too. That is true too. It just depends on what them businesses have going on. That is true too. That is true. And I will speak on that. That is true too. Yes, that is true too. And I will. That's a good one. I'm glad you said that. So when it came to me being in business, I had to get out of the business because I'm like, look, my business leaning to the side, and I need to go ahead on and focus on me and making sure my business is in proper order before I go connecting with other businesses. And that's exactly what I did. I did that, So I have told men too as well, just by conversation. Like I say, when you do the proper work upon yourself, when you really do the proper work and you establish yourself properly in your business, I'm telling you, you don't have to waste a lot of time with another business before you know, like, nah, this ain't gonna be no good business fit. I'm telling you, I tell people when you do the proper work, it weed out all the foolishness. Okay, so any business in any relationship, you gotta have capital too as well. If there is no capital, I'm telling you, the businesses are going to flop. And that's why people be hanging on tooth and nail, still trying to sell the same product, and it ain't made. No, businesses all the time got to revamp. If you're doing and it ain't working, why are you steady holding on? It ain't bringing in no capital. But people do that in relationships. They conduct business like that until they're just forced to go bankrupt, or until life comes audit them and just take everything that they got because you ain't paid no taxes. All in accordance to you just not running your business properly. So you got four kind of capitals, and all of these two come in a relationship. You have working capital, you have debt, you have equity, and capital. It's the and trading. I'm sorry, and trading is working, debt, equity, and trading. And know this, and when I was really putting this together, I'm like, this is so swell, because when it comes to a relationship, you will have all of these, but it's all about how you conduct the business to know. Because guess what, to even start businesses and go into cahoots with a business, debt gonna be off the back, because guess what, businesses have to put out before they can get back in. So know that even when it comes to you and that mate, you're finna have to put out before you can get back in. That's why you got to make sure that you are building business with the proper person and the right person. And then trading, because we're trading something here. My business has something that your business can stand the profit off of. Your business has something that my business can stand the profit off of. And we can connect and come together, and we can build great businesses. A great business and businesses, individuals that come as one too, as well. So, um, debt is a financial obligation undertaken by borrowing that must be repaid to the lender, usually with an additional interest. So, like I said, when it comes to a relationship, debt will come, because you have to give before you can get. You will give out before, because any businesses that are coming together, before they can even make profit, they have to give out, both of them. That's why y'all got to be on the same wavelength. Should no one business be going into debt and the other one ain't going into debt with them, but it's all for the gain? Because in order to start a business, you got to go into debt. In order to open the doors of a business, you got to go into debt. You have to. It's a must. So even with a relationship, it goes the same way. You will put out. But the goal is, you want to make sure that you're in a proper relationship and business relationship, that you ain't going in debt in vain. Because you have people that are in relationships, that are in businesses with other people, and all they have accumulated is debt, and they know nothing came back in. No profit. They left the relationship with less than what they came in it with, which that was an unwise business. Because anytime you're in a position where you are giving out way more than you're getting in, you got to do the proper assessment on your business. And like you said, not like you said, but it's time I got to pull out of this. Sometimes you got to cut your losses. But don't you keep sitting there just accumulating more losses and on a business that's showing you that ain't no profit coming back in. Ain't no profit coming back in. So all relationships, as far as I'm concerned, start off with that. You have to give out. Yes, you do. You have to give out. And profit refers to a company's surplus revenue after accounting for its costs and expenses. That's a part of where your debt come from. Your costs and your expenses, especially now that you're dealing with another business. All the stuff you want to do for them, nice thing, ain't nothing wrong with them, the dates and all these things. Because these are costs and they are expenses. Real talk. But at the end of the day, profit should come back. If that business cannot return profit to you, I'm telling you it's time to go. And many people are in relationships right now where all it has been is the cost and the expense, and ain't no profit came to you yet, and you still in it. It's 3 years later. You still talking about that. You still talking to that business about the same deal y'all was talking about when you first got to the table. Y'all, if you was still in the business for that long, y'all should be beyond that, bend and smash that goal, and let's go on to something else. We got bigger goals that we're making now. That's what a business is supposed to be doing. Now, granted, at first, as a woman who understand and have been in business, you may at the beginning be taking losses, but your business should get to the point to where profit is coming. And if it's not, you in business with a bad business person, and you a bad business person yourself, and you need to go sit down and do the work and redo the work again and figure out what you're going wrong. So people are in relationships right now where you're still talking about the original deal and contract that the goals should have already been met by now. Why are you still doing business with them? And it's sucking you dry. It's draining you. And ain't no profit there. Profit is supposed to come. Period. And then even in a relationship, and I'm gonna say this going back to the debt, because I think about even when you're in a relationship, when you with your mate, or the person you're dating, or you decide to build a life with, even when it come to debt, you have secure debt and you have unsecured debt. If you ain't talking to your mate about these kind of things, if y'all ain't having these type of conversations and topics, both of y'all are bad business partners. Because let me tell you something, every business, when they connect with each other, you best believe they already asking that question. When they come to the table, they want to know what's the profits and what are the losses. What's the secured debt? What's the unsecured debt? As a business, you better learn that business lingo when it comes to out here conducting business with another person. And even what I'm saying, this don't just go for spouses either. This goes for friendship. A lot of people are out here in friendships and conducting business with someone you call a friend, but from the beginning, it ain't been nothing but a loss. You always pouring into them, but they can never pour into you. Why are you steady conducting business with them? It's something wrong there. So, I'm finna give this the types of business. Hey, I like this one right here, because I said if this don't set the tone for businesses and how relationships is a business, you have types of businesses. And the first type of business you have is a sole proprietorship. Now, this business is owned and operated by a single person. So, a sole proprietor, you are a business alone. That's why I said each person, when they step to each other, they should already be two separate businesses. They are. Whether you want to believe it, accept it, reject it, that's all up to you. I tell people, when it comes to information, it's all up to you. If you'll be wise to consider it and adhere to it, take action on it, or if you will reject it. So when you step to that person, or you and that person decide to go any further with just conversation or whatever, you and that person are sole proprietors. You are a business, you are a business alone, and they are a business alone. So relationships are businesses. And then the next type of business you have is a partnership business. Now, this is where you and your individual business and they individual business, after you did your market research, where you go into, after you did your market research, y'all go into partnership. This is where we sit down and we're going to discuss how we're going to do business together. Because partnership is a business relationship between two or more people who together conduct business. Now tell me that a relationship is not a business. Tell me we're not a business alone. Tell me that we're not our own business when we stand alone. And tell me that you're not a business when you get into a relationship. Tell me that that's not a business. Most people should need to live their life like this. I'm serious. But a lot of times we live life off emotions. And I'm telling you, anybody that do business with emotions, it's only a matter of time before the business go out of business. Just because you like all them people don't mean you should be giving all your products away. Now, how should you make profit if you're giving all your products away? And that's what people are doing. Just because they look cute to your eyeballs and they said something to make you feel good and all this other stuff, you giving all your products away and now you finna go out of business. Okay? So a partnership, okay. So when it comes to a partnership, that is a relationship. And this goes with a spouse, a friendship, or family ship. Let me tell you something. Let's get into family too. Because a lot of people be doing bad business when it comes to their family. And like I said, because of emotions. But families can run you out of business too. So even when it comes to your family, you should be conducting business with them. Just hold on, because we finna keep going because this next one is finna put the nail in the coffin, even when it comes to family. And the next business that you have is a corporate. Next type of business is a corporation. A corporation is a business in which a group of people act as a single entity. Owners are commonly referred to as shareholders who exchange consideration for the corporation's common stock. So now I like this one because when it comes to that stage, and a relationship goes through all these stages. When you first meet a person, you are a sole proprietorship. And then when you connect with them, y'all have became a partnership business. And then if you keep going further with them and you're building this life with this person and y'all go on to have children, y'all have turned into a corporation. Ain't that funny? That was just so amazing to me. When I was just putting this together, I'm like, man, hey, if you, after hearing this, whoever ears that this fall on, after hearing this, if you conduct any relationship in your life any other way, but as on a business ship level, I woe be unto you. I feel sorry for you because you missed the whole point. Because guess what? A family too, like I said, that's still partnership, friendship, that's still partnership. And guess what? I'm in a place I don't want to be friends because the mindset that I have goals. I have things I want to obtain. I have places I want to go and meet. Guess what? It would be real foolish of me as a business to go and connect with friends that ain't running the same kind of businesses as me, to go and connect with a business that morals and values and everything are totally contrary than my business. Because like I said earlier, you have people who have businesses and their morals and values is by any means necessary. They mean if they gotta lie, cheat, steal, and or any form of corruption, they don't care by any means necessary to make sure that they climb the ladder. I don't want to do businesses with people like that. That's not my morals and my standards for my business. My business believes in get up and work. Do you believe that I'm finna connect with another businesses that believe be lazy and sit around and do nothing? Huh? But people are getting in relationships doing that though. And now you spend the time you should be focusing on making your business better. You're spending time trying to convince the other business that they need to get up and do business. No, no, no. What is going on here? What is going on here? So when it comes to me, I'm not connecting with businesses that don't want to do business. I'm not finna get in a relationship with a man that conducts lazy business. You don't want to get up off the couch and go work and do anything. You don't want to, no, no. But you have relationships out here right now you with somebody who you have connected your business to their business, and now y'all conducting business, and the whole house about to fall apart. Ain't no peace in the business. Have you ever been in a work environment and it been like that, or no people? I'm bringing it closer just on how much businesses, relationships, or businesses. Have you ever been in a work environment and the whole time you working is just hostile? It's hostile. Yeah, that's how some people are running their relationships as businesses. The whole business, the whole time they conducting business, they mean to give it here. I got it. I'm gonna go and make sure and then move, get out the way. And then you telling somebody telling something different about the business, and somebody telling something else different about the business, and the people y'all doing business with, they like, oh, well, such and such said this. Have y'all ever dealt with businesses like that? I'm telling you. So, when you build a family with a person, guess what? You have now turned into a corporation. And when I thought about it, in a house, I'm serious. It is a corporation. And the thing about it is, just as a corporation, you have a board members, and these people have different jobs, different names. In a house, it's the same. You have a son, you have a daughter. Guess what? They have roles in the house. You have a mother, you have a father. Guess what? They have roles in the house. And whoever else that y'all connect with, this is still a corporation, and the corporation has roles. So guess what? That's why even within your house, you all as shareholders should be making wise decisions for the whole business and the whole corporation. Yeah. If they're in a poly relationship, they shareholders too. Everybody is shareholder. When you in a relationship, I mean, when you in a relationship, I don't care monogamy, poly, whatever that people want to do, everybody is a shareholder because everybody has a role in a corporation. Everybody has a role. Everybody, everybody, the directors board, the CEO, the chairman. I don't care who you are. You have a role. So when it comes to a relationship, I'm going to say it again. You go from a sole proprietorship, and when you connect with a person, y'all have turned into a partnership business. And then if y'all go on to build a family and have children and whatever else that you do, it turns into a corporation. And then the last thing, which is a family, it turns into a corporation. And then the last one is a LLC. And this one, hey, this is what a lot of people, the relationships they are in, respectfully, in love. A LLC combines the passing through taxation benefits of a partnership with limited liability benefits of a corporation. And this made me think of a situationship, because that is really what is happening in a lot of relationships, especially when you get in relationships and you got somebody that really don't want to commit to you, or you stay trying to convince them to be with you and all this other stuff. Then guess what? You're in an LLC. You're in a limited liability corporation. Let me tell you, that's, and I put it on a situation ship, and that's what most people are in. They're in a situation ship. Yeah, it's some partnership there, but the liabilities, I mean, but the limit it, but it's all limited liability. So really, they ain't finna take no full persuasion of nothing. They be like, "Yeah, well, I told you, I had another man. I told you from the beginning I ain't want to do this, and I told you this, and I told you that." And two, as well, to get back to this person's questions over here, that said that with some businesses there is a time to get out or sell when things are profitable. And Jay's like, can you speak on that? Yes, there are, because you know what, you can also be in business with someone, and guess what, seriously, it could be profit there, meaning that certain areas could be profiting in it. And I'm putting this in a relationship aspect. But you know what? The company understands that we're in a point where our values may change. We may don't see things the same anymore. They may not even feel the same anymore. So guess what? We are gonna separate however that they have their contract rolled up as far as the profit go, and we're gonna go our own ways. We're gonna go our own ways. So you can be in a situation where there is profit, but it does not mean that it is fulfillment there. Because people have started off with companies that they may have held up to what they originally started with. But you know what? That makes me think of, even when people, because people change. People change. And it just, and people have split up and just be like, I outgrew them. It doesn't mean that it wasn't profit there. But people, the business may have adapted and become something else. And it's like, you know what? And it's just as simple as to say that our business, I don't think that we should continue to stay into business, because my company is changing and my company is adapting to new things. And you have businesses that don't want to change. They think that the where they at, how it is, what it is, we gonna keep it right here. Because you have people that say, why fix what's broke? I have seen companies, literally, I'm talking about not figuratively speaking, literally, they have split it, and it wasn't because they wasn't making money, but one party may be like, they want to upgrade, they want to change, things are changing, let us do. And then the other party could be like, but this is working. What's wrong with what we're doing? This is working. Why fix what is broke? And right there, it be a separation of division, of vision, of what it is that each party vision is for the company, and they decide to go separate ways. So, I mean, when it comes to a relationship again, and that is really about all that I wrote down, is a relationship is a business. Listen, treat it as such. Stop getting into these relationships with people without having a business mindset. Somebody said, for real. Yeah, for real. Don't do it. Do not do it. Stop getting into relationships with your senses, your eyeballs, and your body parts, and all of this stuff. And that's all you need for you to decide that you want to get into business with this person. Because each time you get in a relationship, you are basically agreeing to that business morals, their values, what they stand for, and the way that they conduct business, whether you have talked about it or not. That's why you get into it. And because you ain't discussed these things, because you didn't address it in a business mannerism, you get into the contract, and now you want to say, yeah, you want to be with them and you want to build a life with them, but now you find out they lazy, they selfish. You find out the company don't believe in giving back. You find out that the company is greedy. You find out that the company lies about what they stand for and all these things. And now you deep in it and you in the paperwork. And now you got to figure out how you going to break this contract to get out of this relationship. Because guess what? Even businesses, when they have contracts with each other, they're in a relationship. So guess what? When you get with someone and want to call them your boyfriend, girlfriend, all this, you're getting a contract with them. Y'all are in a relationship. Treat it as such. If you don't, a lot of times, that's why people are so sorrowful. They so sorrowful. And they businesses leave broke, busted, and disgusted, battered, bruised. And now you gotta go and sit down and take all this time to recuperate and regroup your business and build it back up. When you shouldn't have never got in it in first place if you addressed it as a business. I'm telling you, love is just that. It's nice to have, it's beautiful to feel. But at the end of the day, it's bigger than love. These businesses must figure out how to build an empire and become successful. Real talk. I don't care what you talking about. I'm telling you, I done seen people be in the biggest love. They were so in love. But because they didn't address it as a business, that love soon dissipated and faded away. Because they didn't get it in it from a business aspect. Seriously, stop getting with people just because of your emotions. Because one thing about emotions, they are fleeting, they change. That's why they say they're in motion. You could be happy today and sad tomorrow. You could be happy right now and sad in the next second. It don't even take tomorrow. So if you getting with people based off your emotions, that's gonna fluctuate because you're gonna soon find out you don't like the way they conduct business and how you just feeling all lovey dovey and all this other stuff. In the next second, you're gonna be like, I can't stand them. I don't like them. I wish they get away from me. They get on my nerves. They lazy. They don't never do nothing. They selfish. They disrespectful. Mm-hmm. Because you thought the way you felt was enough. So I'm telling you that I hope that all that heard this from this point on. Let me tell you something. When I uh address, or when me and the man address, I used to be in a point, oh, he's so cute and he's so this and he yeah, you cute. But now let's sit down and talk. I want to sit down and talk to you. I want to have a conversation with you because I got to do my market research on you. Period. And because I'm no longer in just that cute phase and you cute and smell good and you dress good and look good, I don't care about none of that. Because at the end of the day, I want to know what your business stand for. What are your morals? What are your values? Because that is going to predict how you treat me and how you do business with me. If your company believes that we don't care about nobody but myself, or it's by any means necessary, I don't believe in lending. And if you do lend to me, you got a super high interest rate. I'm gonna pay a big cost. Yeah, that's when you in relationships with people. They lend to you and do stuff for you, but then they turn around and they gotta talk about it. I don't want to be in business or a relationship with a man that lends to me and then you want to keep dangling it over my head. You got people that do business like that. And then you got people that do business and it's called blackmailing you. They'll blackmail you. Or they'll make it look like they doing something for you, but it's a cost that come with that. Yeah, people are in relationships with people just right like now, and they relationship conducting business just like that. So I'm telling you, I don't care what you say or how you feel. You better move them feelings off the table when it comes to relationships, and you better start conducting them like businesses. You do that, you will find yourself safe and in a better place. But if you want to keep running your relationships and how you deal with people off your feelings instead of running them off of a business and who is this business and how they conduct business, I'm telling you, you got a whole lot of more heartache and pain coming. I'm telling you, you got a whole lot of more unsuccessful relationships coming. I'm telling you, you're going to continue to let thieves and robbers in your business that's going to steal from you. Because all you think it take for a relationship is your emotions and how you feel about them. You ain't considered the fact of who they are and how they conduct business and how they run their business. Because everybody you dealing with is running a business. They are the business. And every day, if you dealing with somebody who they always looking for a way to figure out how they can get more for a little bit, that ain't somebody you want to be doing business with. So it's all up to you. I just came on tonight on the podcast. I'm upset right now. I pray it get better for you. I hope it get better for you, Evan. I do. So I'm telling you, I just came to lay the information down. I came to lay the blueprint down. Now it's all on the people, what you do with it, how you take it and run with it. That's all on you. But I'm telling you, from this point forward, you're a business entity. And every business that step to you, treat it as such. Just like that, a business. Because if you don't, they finna get you. And there's a whole lot of information you're going to miss. Because good businesses are very thorough. I'm telling, do you know it's a such thing as when other companies do business with companies, they go and do the research on them first to figure out exactly who they is, what they stand for, what they're about. That's called their research too. A good business want to know who they doing business with. Stop skipping them market researchers points. Slow down. Stop being driven by your body parts, your eyes, your nose. Because let me tell you, all that plays a part in a relationship. When you meet a person, all of that plays a part. I don't let them smell good. What? Because, hey, they do business too. Your senses do business too. But you can't let that be the only business that you do with that person. If you just like, oh, baby, they smell good, and your eyes doing business and they is delightful to the eyes, you hear me? And then the mouth doing business on your ears. Oh man, what they saying, what the business saying they stand for, it sound good. Yeah. And then you just wisp off in the wind with them, and you just like, oh, I want to do business with you. I think you are the perfect business partner for us to do business with. And then they get you over there. They business is broke, busted, and disgusted. It's poor. It ain't got nothing. They don't stand for nothing. They ain't bringing nothing to the table. Matter of fact, they just got the curb appeal. But like I said, the inside of the business is empty. So I just hope this was good, hey, because it was good for me. And I'll say it any day and anyway that a relationship is a business and treat it as such. Look, I don't be playing. I just be tap into these podcasts because this unapologetically spoken. And like I say, because there's nothing to apologize about. I ain't apologizing about nothing because if I said it, I did my research on it. So I hope this bless the people. Quit sitting out here doing business with any and everybody. I don't know what to tell you. I really don't know what to tell you. Let me tell you something. Even you got kids, guess what? They business partners too. Okay? They got roles to play. Let me tell you, everybody and everything you address in your life, it should be from a business aspect. If you ain't addressing it like that, it's not gonna go well with your life. And this ain't what nobody told me. This is what I know. If you address life and go through life solely off your emotions, it's gonna be very bad for you because emotions be misleading too, because they're constantly in motion. So I just hope that this was good. I hope that people took from it very valuable information. And I hope that everybody apply the information. Every relationship is a business. Treat it as such. It should not be lopsided. It should not be to where you're an investor and all they do is take, but they never have nothing to invest into you. Businesses don't even operate like that. A business will never get in cahoots with another business and not knowing that there is not any profit there. That's foolish business. Okay? So you follow the blueprint of a business. You'll be successful if you take what it tells you and you run your life as such. Okay? Because guess what? Even if people, because people are so foolish and petty, and people be just looking for ways to discredit things, which it doesn't matter because I know what I know. But people be like, oh, well, what? So are you saying that everybody you do business with, they should be giving you something back? No, because guess what? Businesses do charities too. Okay? However you want to cut and slice this thing, you better be running business. So no, it is not just about, because guess what? Even those things businesses use as tax write-offs. Don't play silly games. So no, it's not to just say that, but guess what? If you're out there doing charity, ain't no way you should be letting them into your personal workspace and doing business on a level with them that you will be doing with your business partner. So no, a business has charity as well. A business gives as well. Businesses have foundations. They have people that they give to, charities that they like. Come on. So I don't care however you try to slice it. You better be doing some wise business. That's what you need to be doing. So listen, everybody. What time is it? It's 9:30. Look, well, it's 9:30 where I'm at. I don't know what time it is where everybody else is at. But look, I hope that this was good for you. Look, tap in every Monday to Unapologetically Spoken. I'm telling you, because on here we will be talking about a lot and it will be unapologetically. I don't come to apologize about what I say, because if I say it, I've already did the work on it. I don't open my mouth foolishly. Okay, but it's gonna be some live lit topics. We're gonna be having some people on here too as well. On different topics. So just tap in. If you would like to learn more, see more, just go follow. You can find us every Monday. Uh my co-host, they left me, but you can find us every Monday at 8 o'clock p.m. and we'll just be talking about real life topics, real life subjects. Period. We're gonna get into the meat. We're gonna get into the nitty-gritty of the matter. We ain't finna be sitting up here false flagging and faking it. And look too as well, if it's some topics you like to see us talk about, you can always comment them or message us as well. We go live on TikTok, Twitch, and YouTube every Monday. Every Monday. So tap in. tap in. I hope that this was a blessing for everybody. My name is Miss Stem, and I am the host of Unapologetically Spoken, because there's nothing to apologize about. And I just pray and hope that everyone have a good night, and bye bye.